at National Hamvention up here, and I'm with Tony from the RSGB, who's heavily involved in training, has got the real answers to the new syllabus. Not the, it might be this, or I've heard that rumour there. I've got the main man who's going to tell us exactly what's going down. So Tony, give us your call sign and then tell us what's happening.
Okay, I'm Tony, G8PBH, and I'm the chair of the RSGB Examination Standards Committee. So we have the job of overseeing the exams and the syllabus and all that related stuff. So as you are probably aware, a new syllabus has been created, which is going to become live in just about a year's time from now. This new syllabus was created for really to address two things. Is one, to bring the content up to date, reflecting the new technologies that are in amateur radio. For example, if you just go around here now, you'll see very popular people walking around having bought IC 7300s, which are SDR-based radios. So the new syllabus will reflect this by having some material about SDR across the levels. The other main thing we needed to address was the fact that Ofcom had a feeling that the current intermediate level was rather too low, too close to foundation, and this had two problems. One, it meant that the pass rate was too high for the privileges that were being afforded to that level, and secondly, it left a very big step from intermediate to advanced, which was full, should I say, which was causing people to drop by the wayside. So both of those key things we sought to address in the new syllabus, as well as updating things like changes in license conditions, health and safety, and various of the other things that had to be done.
Yeah, well, that sounds interesting, because if we don't update, there would still be questions on stuff that happened in the 1920s.
Crystal radios.
Yeah, crystal radios and that sort of thing. So we are moving forward. Now, I've heard, and if this puts you on the spot, I don't mean to, the new syllabus is more about comprehension and not just regurgitation.
No, the educational standard or educational level of let's take foundation as a starting point, because that is the key one that bothers people, because that's where we bring young people, hopefully, into the hobby, so that has to be at the right place. We have not changed the educational level of foundation. There has been an increase in material, we won't deny that, because we've introduced some new topics. As I say, we've had to put more stuff into the licensing, we've had to put a bit more stuff into health and safety, and we've introduced, of course, at that level, a very, very basic understanding of SDR, basically to understand that it exists as an alternative architecture to the others. So yes, there is more material, but we have not made it educationally harder in terms of the level of understanding of materials is required, as opposed to being able to recall facts.
Well, that's good news, because certainly the rumour machine was saying that the foundation was going to be far, far harder and that sort of thing. It
depends how you... I mean, you could argue that because there's a bit more stuff, it's harder. Yeah? Yeah. But I mean, we're thinking that some people are saying that it's at a higher educational standard, and we're saying it's not. It's only... There's a perception it might be harder because there's more material.
Right. But then, if somebody wants to learn about radio, and we're giving them more modern and more material and more modern, I mean, I would have, years ago when I did mine, I did the RAE, but years ago I'd have ripped your hand off for far more information. So quite honestly, I can't see why anybody would worry about this.
I think you're right. I think that it is a technical hobby. And I think it's if you like, the need to learn and to understand. I mean, otherwise you can pick up a mobile phone, can't you? And you can talk on the radio. But people coming into amateur radio want to understand how it works. They want to play around, experiment. And so you're absolutely right. Asking people to perhaps know that there's a new technology like SDR shouldn't put them off of wanting to, in fact it should encourage them actually to want to get into the hobby.
Yeah, and I think some of the more younger members that we are inviting into our hobby, some of the new technologies, they will certainly enjoy. And things like SDR and all these other new technologies that are coming along, the new digital modes, they're the sort of thing that really excite the youngsters. So it's a good move. And I think the other thing which is good from our point of view and our 3-tier license system is there are practicals at foundation and intermediate, and they, to me, are what sets us apart from other parts of the world in many ways.
Indeed, I mean the practical requirement is quite unique, and certainly very attractive to at foundation level to get people to get their hands on and get a bit of experience. And also when they come, I mean, you remember that perhaps in our time, you said you did the original RAE, we spent hours listening on shortwave and various things. That's how we got our practical. It's a little bit different now, it's a little bit more structured, but I think all the better for it.
Yeah, well, as you say, we spent hours listening, and then when you learn to drive a car, fly a plane or a boat, you actually do it under supervision. And when we did our license, you weren't allowed to go on the radio until you passed, and that was silly.
Yeah. Well, you could say that, although we did all right, didn't we?
Yeah, we survived, But there's certainly good news. So it's coming in, the new system's coming in August next year?
Yet. So beginning of September, beginning of September. The new syllabus will be coming live.
Yeah. Now, I haven't actually fully checked it out, but I think there's more work to be done, but to rewrite some of the syllabus, so, the training notes for the trainers. Yeah. So I've got to work on that. But I'm actually looking forward to it, and I think it's a positive step because we can't leave things as unmodified as they were like 10, 15 years ago, can we?
I think that's right, and I think this is the first update we've had for, to my knowledge, 10 years at least. And so it was sort of past its sell-by date in some respects, the current syllabus needing to be updated. Hopefully in future we'll try and keep up to date with it on a more regular basis. But certainly now I think it reflects the state of the hobby as it stands now with the movements in technology, and also the other requirements. I mean, we have to be far more concerned about safety now, for example, and reflect the new rules on electromagnetic radiation levels and everything. So people need to know a lot more.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because the electromagnetic radiation thing was something that didn't surprise me, but it really got me when I did my US license. I did the US license as well, and they were far more on electrical safety and electromagnetic compatibility and that sort of thing, because they run much higher power than us. And it's surprising. There's one question I've caught a lot of UK hams out on is, and I can't remember exactly, but it goes something along the lines of, which is the most dangerous to humans? 80 metres, 6 metres, 2 metres, or 23 seconds? And I won't put you on the spot, it's 6 metres, because large parts of our body are resonant at 6 metres, and if you're running 1.5 kilowatts as they do in the States, it becomes far more important. So it's some of these things that are good to get into people, aren't they?
Yeah, well, certainly now as we live, changed. I mean, people are living now much closer together. When you see new developments of houses, people are much closer to their neighbours. They need to be aware of these things. So inevitably we have to increase some material in some areas to reflect this.
Yeah, so it's a matter of sort of educating the radio amateur so that they can talk sensibly to Joe Public, who is potentially worried about seeing things going up like that. So that's good, but cool.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, anything else you'd like to tell us, Tony, while you're here, what you're up to?
So currently the examinations group, who are a working group within the Examination Standards Committee, are working very hard on setting fresh examination questions. So we have to populate the bank. This is not only in connection with the new syllabus, but it's also so that we have a suitably sized question bank for the incoming online examinations, which many people have now experienced. Many advantages over the old system, like instant results, but we need to increase the question bank. So the committee and related groups are working hard now on getting that question bank populated with the questions under the old, or the current syllabus, as well as the new syllabus that's coming in. And actually, I mean, I could take this opportunity. I don't know, people that might be listening to this, that we're always interested. If there's people out there that with a particular expertise in some of the areas, propagation, radio technology, licensing, who would like to help by contributing some questions, we're very happy to receive those. We'll take them in, we'll put them through our vetting and moderation procedure, and then enter them into the question bank. So that would be much appreciated.
Well, that's a very good thing to do, and it does give people an opportunity to become part of the greater. Having been an instructor and having written some stuff for training revision type questions, it's not as easy as people think. No. So you can't be ambiguous, and it has to be spot on. So yeah, please get involved, and I'm sure Tony would love to have your help on that one.
Yes, certainly. Contact us first, and we can provide some information to guidance on writing questions, and which will help.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Tony, for your time, and may I wish you every success in the future.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay.